what's up, everybody? Let me adjust this fucking camera here. All right. 82nd episode. Tonight we have a dawn of a new era. We're going to have one of the transgender players from the fighting game community come on and discuss how they actually feel about the scene, how they're treated in the scene, how they're perceived in the scene, and what we can actually do to make it better. We're also going to just talk about the results of KIT. I'm going to hit a little bit on that injustice drama that was going on, that also the MK9 top 5 players of all time drama. And of course, we're going to also talk about the old days of arcades. Anybody that's an OG arcade guy is more than welcome to chime in and discuss what they perceive as old school stories of the days of arcades, of the dark debauchery and violence of an arcade scene that was probably near them. Also, I want to hit on a lot of things that are slowly starting to pop up, which I've noticed is arcades are slowly starting to make a little bit of a resurge in certain areas of the country. I kind of want to tune into these to see how they do, how they progress. Hopefully that arcade scene can at least pick up a little bit for the nostalgic value of actual arcade games. But you know, I want to basically give you guys an idea of what's in what area and what's coming up, so you know you can go check it out and get as close to the arcade as you actually can. Of course, you know, I got to go through my lovely sponsors. You got Ultra Spec Cable, who's always hooking me up with any type of wiring I need. You got Wtih, MKServer.ru, which is a Mortal Kombat site over in Russia. You got Awesome Smack. You got Deadly Venom, TRMK. You got MKMP. You got Put That Back. You got the Gamer's Edge, Pro PC Gaming, MK Bible, Mortal Kombat Online, MKU, been a supporter from day one. Yes, until everything is squared away, which I know it's going to be, VXG as well, I still support them. They're still trying to make the scene good. I just want them to pay their bills. Combat Network, my boy Shock in Summoning over in Jersey, keeping it together. Triforce with Empire Arcadia, and Mr. Markman over at Mad Cats as well. The other thing is, as I seen somebody tweeting, they don't want to watch me smoke for hours. Over here, you got the Steam Company. The Steam Company right here as well. Go check these guys out. They got me, get rid of myself. I don't want to look at my ugly mug, my leather face. Okay, still doing the smoking of the vapor. I'm still down to about a pack a week now on the cigarettes. Going from a guy who was smoking 2 to 3 packs a day, sometimes 2 or 3 packs an episode of the show. I have to say, this vapor thing's been working and kicking ass pretty damn good. I've been a little sick, so I got to admit I cheated a little bit because this thing was a little harsh while my throat was all fucked up. But still, once again, I swear by this thing. If you're looking to quit smoking and at least try to wean off, so far out of everything I've tried, this has been the best thing that I've done. I suggest if you go to an event and you see the guys at the Steam Company have a booth there, go over there, talk to them, learn about it. You know, like I said, there's different levels of nicotine for those guys that are hardcore smokers like myself. And then just like I said, take it one step at a time and you'll probably see yourself weaned off of cigarettes as quick as I did. I mean, literally, it was an overnight process. It literally took 1 week. In fact, 1 weekend, should I say. I correct myself. 1 weekend of this thing, and I'd already gone from smoking, you know, 2-3 packs a day to smoking 1 pack the whole weekend. And then following that, you know, I've been down to a pack a week. So, and even then, I try to keep it down a little less. I mean, last week I actually made a pack last longer than a week. So pretty much, like I said, guys, check them out, thesteamcompany.com. Right there, thesteamco.com. Check them out, pick it up. $50, $60, you got yourself a permanent way of cutting down smoking and living a healthier life. Okay, so other things. KIT we had this weekend. Everything that I've seen at KIT and heard at KIT has been nothing but positive comments. So, you know, it looks like the month of January has been pretty successful for tournaments. You pretty much had 3 events that went on, and all 3 of them went without hitches. beyond, you know, our typical, you know, FGC drama of, you know, this guy sucks and this guy's dumb and all that other shit talk. The events themselves went relatively smooth. So shout outs to the guys at Kit, Defend the North, and Apex for doing great events for the month of January. And of course, we all know what's coming up in February. You got Winter Brawl coming up, so I mean, be sure to get your ass out to Winter Brawl. Big E's events in the lovely Philly area. Big E always puts on a great show. He's trying to incorporate some new stuff, so definitely go hit him up at Big E Gaming. Check out what he's got to offer. Get your ass out there to Philly. Get to an event. For seeing the car from there. But yeah, like I said, guys, go to, you know, if you get a chance to go to an event, I'm not going to be that guy that says you don't support your scene if you don't go here, and if you don't do this, you don't support your scene. Go to what you can. Go to what you enjoy. You know, again, I want this esports thing to take off, but I'm not going to turn around and tell everybody change being who you are in order for somebody else to make money off of it. I'm just going to tell you, attend your events. Do not ever ban corn from an event, because the motherfuckers that are on Reddit saying that are assholes. You know, it's something that, you know, everybody in this scene contributes something. Whether it's, you know, hype or money or running an event or commentating or just showing up supporting the event. You know, no one person is more important than the other, and that's something that the people in this scene who consider themselves the top folk need to seriously start to consider. I don't preach down to you guys. I talk straight at you guys. So, you know, if you got an opportunity to support an event, I don't care if it's East Coast, West Coast, Midwest, or South. You know, do your part, go check it out, and meet and greet people, man, because you know what, you only live once, and it sucks to live your life alone. So go meet some friends with common goals, hang out, drink beers, pick on people, do whatever the hell it is that you do for fun, but do it at an event just to have a good time. Okay, so now let me go through this, because I've gotten a whole bunch of messages here. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. Okay, so with that, let me add the first person I want to add in this call, which is Mr. Schism himself. Are you going to say anything, or are you just going to stand there and stare at the screen?
Oh, hey, what's going on, man? How you doing?
Good. I'm adding your schism ass into this call. So let me add Dawn. Did you check your apparatus before you came on?
Hey. Oh yeah, it's working beautifully, man. I'm so glad to be on.
Your apparatus is good. All the schisms are in check. There's no dichotomies you got to deal with during the show. I don't want you to have any issues.
Oh no, we got to deal with a couple of them. You know, confrontation is the name of the game, but you know, in a rebuilding sort of way. You know, not in a destructive way.
Okay, with that said, I'm cutting you off. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm hanging in there.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. Okay, so just for everybody out there that don't know you, we all know the dichotomy of Jason. We know who he is and his schisms, so we already know about him. But we don't know you, Dawn. So for the people that are in the audience, just give a quick intro of who you are.
Yeah, so my name is Dawn. I go in the FGC as Yohosie, and I play primarily anime games, specifically Persona. I don't really like BlazBlue, and a little bit of Marvel.
And you've been in the scene for how long?
Not that long. I've been playing fighting games since 2010, and I joined the scene in like 2011.
Now,
so pretty fresh.
Now, what actually got you involved to start coming out to the events?
Well, I moved from Buffalo, which is where I'm from, to Tampa, and I was playing, BlazBlue in my house, like online, typical online warrior. And when I came to Tampa, I figured, new life, might as well try to make some new friends. And I went into Shoryuken and asked, hey, where do we all hang out? And someone came out, picked me up, brought me to the scene, and I was addicted since.
Now, I'm assuming you have been to CEO. I mean, have you gone to a lot of scenes since then? A lot of tournaments since then?
Yeah, CEO and Final Round are the two I've gone to every year, just because they're so close. And once I graduate college, which is this semester, I'm going to go out to pretty much everything, at least on the East Coast. Probably not West, because I'm not going to be that ballin'. But, you know, East Coast, sure, why not?
So you haven't attended Evo yet?
No, not yet. I really want to. Really want to.
We might make that happen. By the end of this episode, that might happen. Okay, so now I'm going to get to the hardcore questions.
Shoot.
Okay, so apparently I have been labeled every possible evil name since the beginning of time. I've been called homophobic. I've been called racist. Now, I invited you on here not for myself, but what I invited you on here for is one of the things that have been stereotyped throughout the scene, which, by the way, in case I haven't mentioned, actually, you want to mention that you are transgender?
Yeah, I do happen to be. I do want to qualify that statement, though.
Okay.
That if you are... Because right now what it is I just came out in the scene, so I was unknown. That wasn't a known thing about me for about 2 years. It was like literally last month. If you're listening to this and you know me like in person, like if we're friends on Facebook, just like don't put this on my Facebook. I just have to qualify that because my professional life and FGC life are separate at the moment. But yes, I am. Okay,
so now let me ask you this. The first question that every male heterosexual guy in our community says is, oh, it's a trap. As if you want to turn around and you have this predatory instinct that all you're looking to do is trap guys that are heterosexual into some kind of sexual thing. If you could explain a little bit of I guess it's awkward saying your mindset, like when you go to events, are you looking to pick up people or just play damn games?
No, I'm looking to just play some damn games. Like in Persona, I'm not a lightweight, so you know I'm not looking to play games. I'm looking to win. But I guess to speak a little bit, like it's hard to answer this question without saying like what transgender is, because I think people have a wrong mindset about what it's about. To start, like transgender has nothing to do with sex. So I mean sex, you know, physical sex. So like when someone transitions. I can't speak for everyone, but the absurdly large majority are doing it because it's an identity thing, and it has nothing to do with like tricking guys or whatever. You know, like it's not about like deceiving people. You know, like I think guys have this idea in their head that like a transgender person is gonna like, you know, like they're gonna seduce them and then surprise, what's up? But in reality, it's more like first off, I'm not even interested in guys. I consider myself a lesbian, so that's one thing. Like that's not even going to happen. But I think this idea that transgender people are quote unquote traps kind of displays how, like, kind of the mindset of these people who think that way, because you know it implies that like they're only there to have sex. You know. Like that women are sexual objects, and also the idea of quote unquote like pro-hos. Like I hate that term. But you know, like it's not a sexual thing, and it's not something that like anyone is just gonna, you know, like surprise, what's up? You know, it's not like that at all whatsoever.
Now, do you? I mean, as far as when you go to events, do you feel you're getting treated different, as per se? You know, somebody that was born, you know, as a female, as compared to somebody that's born as a male. Do you feel like you're like a third party in this equation, or do you find people typically welcoming of you?
You know what? When I first went to events under the presumption that I was cis, which means that I was born a female. I kind of had this idea in my head that if I were to ever come out, things would go bad real quick. Like I would be outed from the community. Like things would be different. But I've been out for approximately, again, just in the FGC, not quite in my professional life yet, or personal, for about a month and a half to 2 months, and I've been to one event and one casual gathering since, and no one has treated me differently. Which isn't to say that the same, if I go to CEO or final round, there might not be some conflicts. But in terms of my local scene, everyone's been completely great. Like, there's been nothing even to make me feel remotely like an outcast.
See, now, one of the things that, I notice is honesty is, and it's an awkward spot for yourself, because honesty is a double-edged sword for you, because you really don't know how that honesty is going to be perceived. You can say, hey, look, this is who I am, and people are going to give you the right away, like, hey, you know what? That's bullshit. Same thing like with the stereotype of, you're out there just trying to trap dudes.
Right.
Or, coming from a community of absolute fucking misfits, which is exactly what we all are.
Oh yeah.
You fit into place, not to say that you're a misfit, but the perception that you're riding that double-edged sword of basically being a cast out or embraced. I can't see why the scene would not embrace. And you're talking to somebody that's come from the old school arcade days where nobody was gay, or should I say nobody was publicly gay, nobody was transgender, nobody deviated from, hey, I want to bang that broad. That was basically the only mindset that was accepted in the community. But
right.
But meanwhile, none of the guys that were saying it were banging anything. They were going home and jerking off the porn anyway. Because we are this misconception that our elite in our community are still geek motherfuckers in the real world. And they got to kind of accept that. I mean, I know everybody thinks, oh, I got game. We all know damn well that 90% of the people in this community, go home and rope off the porn one way, shape, form, or another. And the simple fact is, just because your lifestyle is different or not considered the norm per se of what somebody's used to, it doesn't automatically deem you to be this person that's out to deceive anybody. It's kind of and even then I can't even say totally accepted. And I don't know, is it safe to call it a condition? Because because theoretically you were born with all male parts, correct?
Right. Yeah.
And what is for yourself, for example, what is it that made you realize that somewhere along the line something kind of got crossed up? Because I don't want to sound insensitive to it, but it kind of seems like it was a cruel joke played on you, that like, well, you were supposed to be born a woman, but oops, we had a couple of extra parts in the process and we just slapped them on there.
Right. Well, it's kind of, my realization was kind of unexpected. Like, I don't have this big story. It was a joke between me and a friend of mine, and I made the joke like, oh, well, what if I was a woman? And then I was like, oh, wait, fuck, like, god damn it, like, this is exactly what I want to do. But I don't think it's a condition is the right word, because that implies that there's something inherently wrong. And I wouldn't even go as far to say that, I wouldn't go as far to say like I was born the wrong way, I feel like, because like obviously like I would have preferred to have been born a female. That'd be great. I wouldn't have to deal with this much shit. But like you're raised the way you are. Like, who you are conditions to who you become. So in terms of my personal growth, like, being born a male was a gigantic part of that personal growth. Like, I learned a lot about myself during those years when I transitioned, which was like from 16 to 19. Speaking of which, if you want to read a little bit more about that, I have a link to the blog. It's yohosie.com/blogspot.com. Yeah. And that's kind of just like my basic story. I think you asked another question, but I forgot it.
You want to type that? Do you got the stream up or no?
No, I don't.
All right. If you want to give me that link, I'll put it up in the chat.
Word. Yeah, I can do that. There you go.
Now, how is it, all right, as far as your view on the FGC as a whole, what do you see? Let's get a transgender's perspective in this esports world. What do you see as far as its growth? Do you see it any different than, you know, a lot of these quote unquote heterosexual guys that, you know, have the machismo, they're going to take on the world, they're making millions of dollars? You know, what's your perception of this whole scene and how you see its growth happening in order for it to actually get to that level, if you think it can even get to that level?
I don't think it can get to that level. I think that we're destined as a community, just based on the community as we are now. Unless something really radical happens, I think we're always destined to live that, you know, the poverty life, to be honest. But I think that in order to grow as a community, we, like, just to say it out loud, like, I think we need to embrace esports a little more. Like what was the new thing? The EGF, I don't know what it's called. The new thing that everyone's on that is production valued up and all that stuff. Like, that stuff is great for the community, honestly. Like, it may not be, like, quote unquote, like, real. Like, it may not be like the, you know, like OG, but it, you know, there's money in it, and all that stuff is important to the scene growth. And yeah, I guess that's kind of it.
Now, as far as you know, and I said this before, as far as you've pretty much been treated okay in the scene. But I mean, I'm sure you hear the and this is one of the things that bothers me, because it just goes to show with the cowardice of a lot of people in this scene, from the, you know, the old school to the uncles, and, you know, and all these OGs included. You know, there's and you pick it up because you don't seem stupid. You hear the pss, pss, pss in the corner.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and what kills me about that is these same people that do the pss, pss, pss bullshit, talking behind your back shit, are the same ones that are the first ones to get butt hurt when they find out somebody's doing about them. You know, as far as your treatment, do you get that a lot? Or do you feel that, like, hey, you know what, you know, you just kind of numbed yourself to it in general, and you just say, I keep moving forward?
You know, at this point, it's only been a month. So far, I haven't heard of anyone, you know, whispering behind my back, like, oh, I heard she's transgender or whatever. Like, for the most part, people have been upfront. And for the most part, like, I've gotten almost nothing but positive responses, maybe 1 or 2 negatives. But the FGC as a whole has been like, all right, cool. Like, that's fine. Like, we don't give a shit. Just, like, play Persona, which is great. I mean, I'm sure that whispering's going on. I'm sure it's going on right now. Like, that's fine. Like, it's just part of life, you know? Like, you gotta accept it. You know, it's the FGC. We talk shit about everyone. Like, what? Who cares? You know?
And I respect that, because, you know, I mean, you know, you're not sitting here curled up in a ball with tissues going, everybody treats me bad. And, you know, and one of the things that, you know, I've stressed to people is, I don't give a shit how different you are. I'm not going to treat you any different than I'm going to treat somebody else. Who is actually calling me? Let's add him to the group. Yo, what's up, man?
Hey, what's going on?
Not much, man. You know I'm in the middle of a call?
What?
Really? I guess he's lagged behind me a little bit.
Might be listening to the show audio.
Let me end it, but I'm going to add him back in. Let me just tell him I'll add you back in. Alright, now I just lost my fucking absolute train of thought. Oh,
sorry,
so,
I had a train of thought.
Okay.
I was taking notes while you were talking. I'm prepared. The thing I want to stress is that, like, while my experience has been mostly positive, I've actually had more issues as a woman in the FGC than as a transgender woman, oddly enough. Like, I think that, like, even though I am not having many issues, a lot of that is because my local scene is extremely accepting rather. Like, Tampa FGC, Orlando FGC are fantastic. If you're in the area, like, you need to go to these guys. Like, they're great. But I think that even though, like, I haven't had many personal issues, that doesn't mean that I don't recognize that these issues exist, which is kind of why I came out in the first place. Because, like, I passed well enough where I could have been hush-hush, but I decided to speak out about it just because I've seen people act poorly because of other people being trans or other people being women. So yeah, like in general, like there's issues that need to be addressed, and obviously like this hush hush behind everyone's back, it doesn't affect me personally, but I recognize that it's a problem, you know.
I mean, it definitely is a problem. One of the things, I mean, look, you know, and this is where, you know, as a heterosexual guy born into, I guess, my, you know, male form and felt, you know, and that's exactly how I am. I have looked at some transgenders in my life, especially in New York City, and I would be like, why? Like, I'm looking at you in your picture right now, and you can clearly see that, you know, there is a feministic side to you that's dominating more than the male side. But I mean, sometimes, you know, I don't know if you've seen the movie Raising Cain, but, you know, I mean, there's sometimes there's transgenders that you look at and it's like, either they're too lazy to like say, you know, this is how I want to be, but I mean, like full grown beard and dressed up as a girl, and you're going, you know, it just seems, it seems like Picasso painting just exploded on them.
Yeah, and you know, there's some people do this thing called genderqueer, which is where they don't believe in either. Like they kind of just hate the whole like institution of gender because
The binary.
Yeah, they hate the binary. They think that gender is dumb and that like it's socially constructed, and so they want to socially deconstruct it by mixing all these like a beard and a dress. Like people who wear that, unless like they're super lazy or like I don't know, like homeless and can't shave, I don't really know. Like they're not doing that because they're trying to pass as a woman. They're doing that because they want to twist with like the conventions.
Okay.
And yeah, in some ways I can appreciate that, but that's definitely not my thing. But I mean, whatever you want to do, you know, like. Fuck it, who cares?
I mean, it kind of, but it, you know, to the regular guy on the street looking at that, it, you know, whether they're trying to make a point or not, it gives an appearance that, you know, there's a what's the word I'm looking for? There's almost like a, I don't want to say a deceptiveness, an intentional deceptiveness, but it just doesn't give people that have actually had a gender identity crisis, I guess. Is that the proper words? I don't even know. But it gives them that feeling that there's certain people that are playing on that. Now, whether, right. You know, I don't know this, you know, Jason with his schisms and apparatuses talking about binary. I'm not all into that, you know, to the binaries or any of this stuff. I just look at somebody and go, she's a chick, she's a dude. She's right. A dude, she's a chick. I mean, I don't need to find the in-betweens because I kind of say, you know, I'm one of those believers, you need to fall in one of those two categories.
But
right.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, the thing I wanted to say is that it's really that's kind of what makes transgender activism hard, is because like there's people who believe that you have to fall into one or the other. And while I disagree personally, like that, like I'm not really going to argue that. What I think the main issue is that like let's say you're a gay activist, right? When you're a gay activist, you come out of the closet, you are open, and that's kind of it. You know, like you're open, it happens, it's done. Like everyone knows you're good. With transgender people, what happens is, you know, you come out, you spend all this time taking hormones, like developing like makeup skills and like hair and clothes and buying shit and spending a shitload of money, maybe surgery, and then you finally look like the gender you want to be, whether that's female to male, male to female, whatever. And when you do this, you know, your ultimate goal in society, unlike a gay person, is your goal is to blend in, is to not seem like someone who switched genders, to seem like that person who was born of that gender. So for someone walking down the street, you probably pass by a transgender person every once in a while who looks completely, you know, like they were born that gender, and you just wouldn't know. Like it's this weird thing where like, how can you be a transgender activist while doing what you set out to do, which is no one knows you're transgender? Like, and that's kind of the main issue with transgenderism, like right now, is like how do you do that? You can't. You have to be out about it, and most people don't want that.
Now, is it you know, is the outing of it the ridicule and the lack of acceptance that you would receive from the majority of You know, and I would say, you know, heterosexual males are usually the biggest infringes or people that you would think would be insulting or demeaning to transgender. I mean, now I'm not saying it doesn't happen with women, but I kind of see more males, and maybe that's because I'm taking it from a male perspective, to be the ones that would lob the insults more than female.
Yeah, I mean, guys do it more, but you know, women have their catty side. Like when I picture it, I picture like a guy screaming at you on the street, while a girl would like write an angry Facebook post at you. You know, like it comes from both sides. But honestly, that's not the main deterrent for a lot of people, is the ridicule. Because in order to transition, you have to go through ridicule. You have to go through this period where you look like a guy dressing like a girl. Like that's just natural. Like you have to do it. So it's usually not the ridicule. It's just that when you reach that point where no one knows, like why bother? You know, like why go back?
Oh God. Yeah, I look at my fucking chat. You know, Limbo Dog. Limbo Dog.
I'm not even looking at the chat. Whatever.
Limbo Dog. You know, you're gonna piss me off, and you might be the first person to ever get banned from the show. But
well, you know, we got the fabulous, you know, anonymous people. You know, don't have the strength enough.
Limbo will say what he wants to her face, and he don't care. He's just an angry, obnoxious little fucking Latino from Chicago.
Yeah.
Nice.
But you know, I mean, now as far as you know, you and as you see the females treated in our scene, the females, I mean, the females that you deal with, I mean, you're saying you pretty much deal with locals anyway. Mm-hmm. I know, you know, Caraface is out there. Mm-hmm. You know, Sherry. Do you interact with any of the top female gamers?
Not so much Kara and Sherry. I mean, I talk with Guilty. I talk with Supriyan. I talk with like those are the two main ones I talk with, honestly. But most of my issues with how women are treated in FGC come from like my own personal experiences, because I've been the two majors I went to multiple times, final round and CEO. I've had negative experiences at both of them, like isolated incidents. Overall, great weekend. Like little things that ruin it.
Like what, if you might want to chime in on it?
Well,
without calling names out.
No. I didn't know either of these guys. The one that comes to mind, which I think is a really great story, and apparently this guy used the exact same line on other women, is I was walking up the stairs at CEO, and this dude calls out to me like, "Hey, nice hair," and I'm like, "Oh, thanks." And he's like, "So do you want to go have sex?" And I'm like, "No, I'm a lesbian." And he just screams out, "Yo, don't worry, I got a really, really tiny dick." And, wow. And I just keep on walking. It's like, oh my god, like this is fucking ridiculous.
FGC game.
FGC, you know, that's, I guess, whatever it takes. But I mean, like that one was funny, but I have had some weird encounters at final round, like a lot of mostly weird looks and like glaring almost. I've had some like really awkward people hit on me in non-comfortable ways. Like those are the two main aggressors. Is people hitting on you very strangely, like in a way that they're like asserting themselves.
See, now let me ask you this, okay? And this is one of the things that this scene, you know, there's certain people of this scene, I won't mention their names, West Coast people, who have this tendency to wave the banner for gay rights, transgender, and they post up on Twitter and they say, "I'm all for it," and then shut the fuck up and never do nothing. It's almost like, you know, they turn around and they say, now my belief is, unfortunately, the FGC is still part of the real world. And those very same feelings and things that happen outside of the FGC are going to happen inside the FGC. I don't think by, you know, ignoring the issues is going to, you know, benefit at all. But at the same time, I kind of think it's got to be dealt with on individual basis. And like you said, you know, when somebody's breaking your balls, you give it back to them.
Right, exactly.
You know, and this, you know, especially with Miranda and, you know, the shit that went on with fucking Aries at the Capcom crap, you know, people were saying like you got to get tougher skin, and then other people were getting mad at that. But in reality, it's the truth, because nobody's going to stick up for you, and nor do you want to become dependent on others to rally around you like white knights to save your ass, because they're not going to be there all the time. You know,
right? I think the idea of getting tougher skin is one of those unfortunate necessities in the FGC. And this is true for both, like, for men and women, is that, like, the FGC doesn't pull no punches. You know, like, we go hard. If someone's sucking at a tournament, you scream at them, like, behind their back. You call them every dirty word you could think of. And, like, as a woman in the FGC, you have to have a thick skin because people just, like, they do weird shit because you're a girl. But I think that while recognizing that, it's also important to recognize that even though, like, you need a thick skin, that doesn't excuse the aggressor for being aggressive. You know, it doesn't excuse the people from doing what they do.
Absolutely, you're absolutely
Yeah.
right. You're absolutely right. It does not excuse it. You know, I mean, I had people. You know, when the Homeboy Tyson video came out, which I don't know if you saw or not, but it was pretty raw. Everybody, it doesn't matter if you have friends that are gay. I said, first of all, it was satire. Relax. You know, and it's kind of like, you know, I have friends that happen to be gay. I have friends that happen to be transgender. I have friends that happen to be heterosexual. I break everybody's balls across the pendulum. I hold no bars to nobody, because you know what? I also get my balls broken. Mm-hmm. And I look at it and I say, you know, tit for tat. You know, and it's kind of like, you know, that one white kid in the crowd of a bunch of black kids that he's got the free nigger pass. He can use it, but other white people are afraid. But then if he goes to a different crowd of blacks, you can't use it no more, because they're not as understanding. And I think I kind of fell into that with this whole thing, where, you know, just because I have friends that are of different lifestyles, I laughed at it, they laughed at it, because they knew it wasn't something that was meant ill-willed, you know, or to be, you know, thought as you know, homophobic. It was more of a jab at Keats, and it was a jab at Mr. Wizard. But now, you know, looking at that situation in a little bit of a different perspective, it was more of me comparing them to that, as if those other lifestyles were less of lifestyles. And that's what I walked away from it from. But now, at the same time, on the flip side, people have asked me, if you could do it over again. Yeah, I would have still played it. I would have still played it. I laughed. People laughed. You know, they knew that there was a joke to it. Now, does that make me homophobic and racist and all the other bullshit that people want to throw at me? No. Does it make me insensitive? I got to plead the fifth on that. You know, because to be honest with you, you know, it's not something that's in my face, or, you know, something that I deal with on a daily, or something that even crosses my mind. But, you know, the fact of the matter is that it was wrong. I'll accept that. You know, by the way, you know, I seen somebody posting the thing, Twitch can still suck my dick. I don't want to go back to them ever. I'm looking at it as even an old fuck like me can learn a couple of new things once in a while, and, you know, to move on from it and have other people learn and maybe open their eyes up, and rather than just use it as my jab at Keats and Mr. Wizard, you know, turn it into something more positive, where it'll give people a different perspective as far as other people and their lifestyles. And that's really all that I've gotten from that, you know, from that video. Now, I don't know, did you see that video?
I did, yes.
Okay.
I know I saw several little clips. I think I know which one you're talking about, yeah.
Now, were you blown away with how somebody could put that together?
Not knowing the context, I was a little bit offended. Not me personally, more like, you know, offended for other people. I always approach things with the concept that, you know, if it's offensive to someone, don't say it. That's just how I am. I'm a very low-key, like, respectful person. So I'm not going to say if it was right or wrong. Just from my perspective, like, I was taken aback by it.
And that's the part of it, because, you know, coming from the Mortal Kombat community, Homeboy Tyson had been putting videos together for, I mean, he's got about 50 videos of all of us, all players in the community, where he breaks our balls. And, you know, opening up from the MK community to other communities is where, I guess, and I found it ironic, because before this video had come out, literally a week earlier, all the Alex Vies and you know, all the other top players of the Capcom community was calling the MK people a bunch of emos, and, you know, Keith was saying they don't know how to handle anything. And I looked at it and I go, we all laughed at it. And, you know, I mean, there's kids in our community that are gay that had videos made about them, which was, you know, one of them in the closet straight. You know, was basically denying that he was gay at all. And they all laughed it off, because we looked at it and we knew who Homeboy Tyson was, and we said, you know, it's just him being a jerk off, and we all laugh at South Park humor, is what it comes down to, and we don't think nothing of it. But then, hence, after they made that statement, one video comes out about one of them, and the world falls apart. So in my eyes, it's like, really, who's the ones that are the more emo ones about this? Because this community, you know, the Mortal Kombat community, you know, and I've gotten messages from people, oh, you kind of bailed out on them. No, I didn't. I'm just letting them grow on their own right now, and they got their own little controversies, and I'm sure I'll be back in that community very soon, putting out bounties and cantaloupes on people. But, you know, I just want to stress that, you know, it was not the view of myself to be condescending to any group, more than it was just, I guess, a joke taken the wrong way.
Right. And I mean, like, that's kind of the thing about offensive jokes, is that who are you offending, and is the humor you're getting out of it worth it? Once again, I think that, like, if it's offensive, just don't say it, but that's just me. I think more like in terms of the reaction that you got from the video, you know, remember that Mortal Kombat community, in terms of, from an outside perspective, someone who does not play Mortal Kombat, the Mortal Kombat community doesn't have, like, huge players that everyone knows. Like, they have big players, but they don't have, you know, they don't have Alex Vies, they don't have Mr. Wizards. You know, like, they're, like, these are really big people. And so when a video comes out and offends someone, you get a lot of people coming out to defend them, whether rightfully so or not rightfully so, you know?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I look at it, you know, and the whole point, like I said, is I want to get your perspective on everything that's FGC, where you think you can find improvements, whether it's, you know, for the acceptance of women in this community, you know, how you see women are treated in this community. Obviously, you know, the term pro-ho has been thrown around, you know, pre my date. I don't even, you know, actually, no, it just came out of nowhere. I don't know who coined that phrase. But I don't know too many girls that say, let me see, I can go to a club and fuck any guy with money, or I can go to a video game convention and fuck the dirtiest of people. I mean, either this
find a Smash player and just have the worst night of your life.
You know, and that's, you know, in that, I mean, you could take a bath together. I mean, that would be like, I don't know where the mindset with the pro-ho thing actually originated from, that, you know, people actually seem to think that this scene is so intricate and so, you know, amazing that women are just flocking to the scene to screw the dirties that live in it.
No, yeah, that's ridiculous. Like, women are there to play. Like, they're there to play fighting games. Like, that's what they're there for. If they weren't, you know, there's no woman I know, even like let's say this is someone who goes 0-2 every tournament, is lucky to go 1-2. Like, even if they're that bad, like, they still love fighting games. They're still there to play. They're still there to get hype about the tournament. They're not there for guys. Like, there's no girl that goes to a tournament for guys. Like, none. Zero. I guarantee it.
Oh, I agree. I don't think there's any girl that's saying, oh my God, I want to hang out with fucking CD Jr. No, you don't want to hang out with your little fucking Chipotle penis. You just want to play games.
Exactly.
You know, and one of the things that, you know, that message has to be conveyed enough. Now, I don't know if it's applying a more professional approach that's going to change that. I mean, is there going to be, you know, I don't know how you say, well, you can't mingle, or, you know, it's kind of like the workplace of what's sexual harassment and what's not. Like, is there going to be a set of guidelines that actually tells guys, well, you know, treat women like this? Because reality is this: if you weren't raised to treat women a certain way, you're not going to treat them a certain way.
Right. I think the best thing that could be done is for it trickle down, right? If the top players are respectful to women, and for the most part they are, then eventually the people below them, like the people who aspire to be like the Chris G's, the Justin Longs, the Yipes, you know, if all these players are respectful to women, then eventually the players themselves who are, you know, stuck in pools being pot monsters will, you know, not be as offensive to women, not be as degrading to women. But it's also part of a cultural thing, you know, like we still live in a, you know, FGC is part of pop culture. It's part of life. Well, let's not go that far, but you know, it exists in a culture. And right now the culture is kind of geared towards not being equal between men and women. So it's kind of hard to say like, oh, like FGC, like do this, just treat women equally. Like treating women equally is such a goal that can't be reached right now in society, that I think the best you can do is just like treat people with respect, and that's really it. Like treat people, you know, golden rule, treat people the way you want to be treated. Like if there's anything you can do is just treat people well.
Well, I mean, if you had your version of a utopia of the FGC, what would it entail?
Way more money in the scene. Start there. But in terms of a society utopia, I mean, it's so hard because I love the FGC as it is. You know, I just wish it was a little bit better about these things. Like it's almost there. Like I really love the FGC. I love the FGC community more than like the League of Legends community. Like League of Legends, in my eyes, has no personality. We're screaming personality, and in some ways, that's kind of the downfall when it comes to these issues. So I think the solution is just like exactly the way we are, but a little bit more respectful, and that's really it. Like, and then we're perfect in my eyes.
I don't know about the trickle. I mean, you know, and Comeback actually just messaged me, and I agree with him on it. If you're somebody with a set of morals and a core foundation of treating people equally, it don't matter whether the top person's doing it or not, you're going to still treat them with respect. I actually find, we'll call them the bottom feeders of the FGC, treat people with more respect than the top players. Because with the top players come the egos, and the egos have a tendency to inflate and skew what their original moral values were, because, you know, they feel like they're A-list actors in the FGC, so they feel they can do more and get away with more than the average person who's just trying to claw his way up.
Right. I mean, you have a good point. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say that like top players don't have like massive egos, but I think that the amount of like stream monsters, especially stream monsters, that look up to top players, like they really do have a big influence on the community and how we act, even though it's not. You know, I don't want to call them role models because that, you know, no, like I'm not doing that. But you know, they influence things. Like these are the voices of our community. You know, like they have to be uplifting. They have to be respectful. And I understand that like people who go 0 and 2, whatever, like they can be fine too. But like, you know, stream monsters especially the online community especially. I don't know. Like it just can't do anything but help. You know.
No, I agree. I mean, it's something that has to be, but it has to be addressed, and that's one of the problems that this scene does not like to do. It doesn't like to address any issue until it's up in your face, and then it's easy to just say that person's a piece of shit and push it back under the rug.
Right.
You know, and as far as the females, you know, we've hit it up a couple of times now on the show. You know, and there's been some controversies and drama that have been going on in the scene that are stuff that actually affects the women in the outside world of the FGC. and it's stuff that it's not on blast show material. I know, because everybody always wants me to put shit on blast anytime something. There are certain things that are personal issues that should stay personal, that shouldn't get aired out in social media, that have actually transpired because of the FGC. Kyle, you there?
No, I'm here. I just didn't want to interrupt in the middle of your conversation.
No, I didn't. All right, go ahead, man. Interrupt.
Oh, no. Well, I mean, talking what you're saying, like, I mean, I've been in the scene for a long time, and I've seen from the moment I entered the scene in 05 to now a bunch of different people that are, in the gay community or transgender community. And, if you're a hater on that, like, I mean, that's your own fault. That's your own upbringing, and that's a terrible thing for you. But, I mean, I grew up with the moral of, welcome everybody with open arms. Whoever you are, that's who you are. And, I'm friends with Jamie Austin when she was in the scene, and she hasn't been in the scene in a while, but anyone who knows her knows that she was a huge Testament player in the Guilty Gear scene. And Kayan, who I became good friends with, who was in Melty Blood, who I haven't seen forever since the sex change. And, it's a terrible thing when you hear about these things about people that are, like, hating on the transgender community or hating on, certain people and their lifestyle choices. Like, you should never hate on anybody for those choices. That's just a horrible, horrible thing for people to hate on. And it really, like, irritates me that people hate on other people's life choices. It's their choice. It's not anything that you're going to affect personally. So why would you hate on somebody else's choice?
Yeah, I think that's like it. Like in the end, who fucking cares? Like it doesn't matter if someone's transgender or not. Like especially if you can't tell. Like if you can't tell, who cares? Like it's not, like you're not gonna see what's down there. You're not gonna see them naked. You just see them at a tournament pressing buttons. Like who cares? Who gives a shit? So like in the end, like it doesn't affect anyone. Like quite literally, like it doesn't affect people who go to tournaments. It's just something that is,
Exactly right. And I mean, at the same time, like, it's one thing to go with, hey, this person's, whatever they are, and I hate them for it. But like, it's another thing for people to go, oh well, I don't like this person because they think like this type of way about other people. And the problem with the scene is, like, even if you're friends with other people in the scene, and if they're part of that, scenario, it's like, it's terrible because everyone hates on everybody. I know it sounds...
That's the FGC's mantra. I hate everyone, and you all suck, and I'm the best.
And it's sad because that is basically the way this scene is. Everybody hates everybody, but you get in reality, 95% of these people are too pussy to actually have the balls to say it in public.
Oh yeah.
It's like if you hate somebody, if I hate you, I'm going to tell you I hate you. I have no qualms about that. I'll tell you at an event. I'll knock on your fucking door. I'll tell you online, or I'll tell you through a keyboard. But to sit on a keyboard and, or online, now I don't know how your experience is online, if people do know about you being transgender, if you get hate through that. I'm sure you had to have at least once. But it's like, it doesn't affect you directly, me or anybody else directly. So why would you, ostracize somebody for that? And it's funny because Jason, and he's going to have to admit this publicly right now, was guilty of labeling myself until he actually listened to me talk after the first time he came on the show. We were talking about gay marriage. And he assumed, because I'm white, Caucasian, conservative, that I'd be against it. And I explained to him, why would I be against something that doesn't bother me? Why shouldn't the two people have the same rights as a heterosexual couple? And it kind of took him back. And that's, again, it goes with the same thing of, that that prejudging of people without actually saying, hey, you know, well, who the fuck are you? You know, and perfect example is, you know, Dawn, you're saying that you're attracted to women.
Yeah.
You know, automatically, you know, if a typical heterosexual guy would see you, oh, she's just trying to chase dudes. You know, and that's the first thing that they're going to say. But they don't know you, so therefore, how are they going to gauge that? You know, and now on the flip side, it's none of their business either way, which is what the reality of it is. So why not just say, hey, you know what? You're who you are. Now I know if I see you, if I come to find around, we're going to go to a bar, we're going to try to pick up some broads. You know,
oh, yeah.
You know, but I'm not, now I got Limbo Dog. I'm telling you, Limbo, you're going to piss me off. You're going to be the first motherfucker to get banned on this show. I'm not a white knight, I'm a black knight. But, you know, my whole thing is, it's like, people are gauging how they judge people based off of their own prejudices, whether they want to admit it or not. And a lot of those prejudices are instilled in them as youth, you know, what they see on TV, you know, and like I made a point earlier about Raising Cain. I don't know, you know, how many old school people out there saw it, but, you know, what the hell is this actor's name? The guy from Harry and the Hendersons.
Oh, shit. I should know this because I used to watch that show.
John Lithgow.
Yeah,
John Lithgow played a serial killer, but he was a transgender serial killer. Oh, God. Hold on.
You're talking about when he was on...
Hold on a sec. What's up, Albino?
Not much. I don't really have a lot of time, so I'll just kind of make this quick. You know, I can kind of give you, you know, the go-to redneck perspective on all of this, what you're talking about.
Yes, give me the redneck perspective, because you are a redneck.
Man, I ain't no redneck, James.
Where you from?
Nowhere.
Where you from? Answer the question. What part of the country are you from? Come on, Huckleberry Hound Dog. Tell me where you're from.
Man, I am from Ogle County, Illinois.
Okay, redneck. Go on.
But, you know, out where I live, you know, I live in Tea Party hell pretty much. You know, the old mantra, racist, white bastards, old cracker-ass white people. Pretty much, you know, that's where I live. And I've been dealing with this shit for pretty much my entire life. I'm not gay. I'm not, you know, bisexual or anything like that. But, you know, I understand the whole plight of, you know, those other people because, you know, they're people. And, yeah, this is really awkward. I'm sorry. I just kind of rushed in here without thinking about things.
Nah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
But yeah, out here where I live, it's... Oh, man, I facepalm every time I think about it. A lot of these people, they just don't know any better.
Oh. And you know what? That's why I wanted to have Don on so badly, because I know that distance, that schism, if you will, that's what breeds those types of emotions. And now everybody has a name, they have a face, they see she's cool, and now you know a trans person. So maybe that will have some kind of positive effect. But I'm sorry, go ahead.
There's also the whole knee-jerk response from Baptist hardliner churchgoers and all that stuff. But, you know, that's another conversation for another day.
I grew up Baptist, so I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, I mean, in terms of what Jason said, yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, the main reason why I came out is just because, like, I want to be, you know, like, people generally don't know about transgender issues. It's not a question of, I mean, obviously there's some, like, forceful ignorance where they like they know about it and they hate it. Mm-hmm. But more importantly, like, a lot of people just don't know. Like, they just have no idea what it is or, like, why.
And also when they're confronted with something that's different.
You're feeding back.
Echo.
You're feeding back, Disturb.
It's fixed.
All right.
All right, and a lot of people that are, you know, born in that sort of like insulated, isolated sort of type of culture, like out where I live, for example, when you're confronted with something that's different and it's something that they've been coached over a lifetime to hate, then, you know, it's hard to deprogram that.
Haters gonna hate.
Exactly. because they don't know any better. That's how they were raised.
Absolutely. You know, people don't know what the fuck is going on. They don't have a fucking clue. Okay? So here's another issue. We don't know what the fucking dichotomy schism is of being transgender or any of that shit. We don't even know if you're an actual female or male. We have no clue what the fuck is going on here. So me personally, I'm gonna treat you like a regular human being on the street, like whatever the fuck. If you wanna accept that, what's that shit called? What's the shit I was just asking you about? What's the shit called about the shit? Oh, you got your headphones on. Yeah, I mean, if you want to accept that discrimination coming out and saying you're a fucking transgender gamer in the community, then you know you gotta accept the bullshit that comes with that shit, man. It's just like being fucking Mexican and retarded and black. You gotta accept it. So I don't know why the fuck you on here bitching and shit.
Well, you know, it goes with the saying of like, hey, if you come out in the community and you go, hey, I'm gay, you know, people just have to accept it. Like, it doesn't change you as a person just because you're, you know, a certain orient or, you know, you have a certain preference in people. You know, it shouldn't affect anybody. At the end of the day, you know, we all come together in the same type of community. We all want to do the same thing as far as play games, and that's all that really should matter. You know, no one should be afraid of one person because of what they think about, or, you know, we shouldn't like think any differently because like, hey, this person has a different way of life. There shouldn't be any discrimination in any regard to that.
Absolutely not. So, was there any discrimination in the FGC about being transgender?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
There has been, and that's what the problem is. The problem
That's
is
the
people are
entire
not.
point of the discussion.
Yeah,
Okay, so I mean, I know a lot of gay people in the community.
No,
And
but Disturbed. Think of it this way. I'm going to use probably the most well-known transgender, and it's been a topic on this show. KO Police.
Okay.
How many times have people on this show debated, quote unquote, if they would hit that? You know, and it's like, you know, do you think KO's actually out there on a quest, a quote unquote quest for dirty FGC player cock?
For some shit, yeah.
You know, she's there to play games. You know.
No. I've been in a couple of different scenarios with KO Police, and a lot of times she's been there strictly reporting and taking pictures. And I mean, I can tell you from at least my experience where I've seen her, you know, in the scenario, in the scene.
Her, yeah.
Her. We'll say her. I'm sorry.
Hey,
but
she's not plural.
No.
No. We'll say her. I'll keep it PC. She's her.
What's
I
the
got
politically
something now.
correct way to describe that?
That was something I was going to ask next, and I was going to ask you to do it. Now,
I mean,
you know, for the
talking-
average player that's out there that doesn't know, do you prefer being addressed as a woman or a man?
Oh, a woman, absolutely. Like, the whole point of transitioning is to be addressed that way. Like, you address what people present as. So, you know, like, the whole point of going through all this bullshit that I've been through, you know, this whole, like, crazy thing in my life is to be called she, is to be called a woman. Like, that's the whole point, you know?
Don,
you know,
let me.
you know what?
Can I speak here? Can I speak here?
I wanted to say something.
One at a time.
Jason, can I please speak here?
Oh, sure. I'm sorry.
To sort of sum up eloquently what Dawn is saying, you made the transition just so you can be you and not held back by what you were born as or whatever society has thrown at you, pretty much, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And the fact that you have to deal with, you know, the politics of, you know, moralities and, you know, if you're a he or a she or whatever, that's a damn shame, especially in a video game community. I mean, keep the politics to the fucking video game, not to who someone is. Seriously.
Right, and I think that there's a weird, what's the right word? There's a weird like separation between, like, everyone here has been kind to me, but the question that just came up is, do we call you a boy or a girl? Kind of shows that in the community there's a lack of understanding of what it is.
Exactly, and that's something that I really want to get out there. So I mean, because I could say it till I'm blue in the face, but I don't know what you've gone through.
Let me just throw this out there. I mean, there's a variety of philosophical and, you know, ethical arguments we can go into, but it's just really simple. It's self-determination. You know, James, if you wish to be called James, you're James. You know, she wishes to be called she. That's who she is. You know, it's really, really simple.
I don't know. I don't think it's that simple. Cause
no. You accepting it.
No. I don't think it's that simple in the fact, look, I'm white, but if I want to go around acting like I'm black, there ain't no black dude that's going to go, you know what, you're black. I mean, there is lines that are harder to accept. Now, again, I'm not, you know, making light of the situation. I'm just trying to say that it's not cut and dry, because certain people live their lives in black and white. There is no gray. And, you know, with that, it's like when you're dealing with somebody that's of transgender, it's you're kind of getting both sides thrown at you, and some people just have a hard time accepting, you know, well, this girl was born a man, but she's still a woman. And unless, you know, the transgender people that are in the scene explain it. I mean, I'm glad Dawn came on, because she's vocal at least. You know, the ones that are going to sit and hide, you know, and just kind of go with the flow and say, I hope it gets better. It ain't going to get better.
Right. I think that complaining, or quote unquote complaining, or, you know, bringing attention to the issue is a natural part of becoming accepted. If you don't say, like, when something is wrong or when something makes you hurt, then nothing's going to change. You know, you have to talk out when things are bad, and you have to praise it when things are good. So, like, that's kind of a natural part of educating people on issues. You know, and
I would use this show, and I don't give a shit. You know, I mean, I hear people I see people chiming in, you know, with some what the fucks, and, you know, it's like, this is the community that you guys are a part of.
Exactly.
You know, and these are the people that are in your community. You either accept people for who they are, or get the fuck out the community. You know, I'm not going to call a group of people. See, you know, too many people in this community like throwing that cancer word around. I'm not going to say this person's a cancer to the community and this person shouldn't be here. I don't give a shit who you are. You could be a one-armed fucking, you know, one-armed, one-leg fucking transgender, heterosexual, lesbian, fucking Einstein fucking moron. I'm going to let you in the community.
But you're more than willing to call me a redneck, James.
Well, that's a different story, because you're racist.
Rednecks aren't people.
Oh,
Stop
wow.
it.
Rednecks have their own problems. We're not going to talk about those right now.
You know, but, I mean, it's like, this community keeps crying that they want this esports money, and they want this. They can't even accept what's in their own community.
Right.
And you want money. I don't want to give you, I don't want to, you know, I at one time had put up $1,000 for VXG to have, you know, Rio play Perfect Legend. No holds barred. They don't have to put not a fucking penny up.
I'm sorry about that.
You know, $1,000. I said, I'm putting $1,000 on the table for the winner. They didn't fucking do it.
Crazy.
Somebody called the casino.
No. That's besides this. I put $1,000 on a table. I did a video. I said, the winner of the match, first to 5, gets the fucking money. You don't have to put nothing up Perfect Legend. You don't have to put nothing up Rio. And they didn't fucking do it.
What ended up happening?
They fucking backed out.
Oh, why is that?
Yeah, why? It makes no sense.
I guess it wasn't enough free money for them, I guess.
They did. What? No. James.
Carl's
James?
got his own. Carl's got his own issues with anything. I'm sure Rio would actually have done that, but Carl's got some weird like perspective on gaming. So,
Yeah.
James. One of them would have lost, and they would have had their feelings hurt.
Exactly. That's and that's what it comes down to. It comes down to feelings.
Yeah.
So I mean.
So like now that we're all here and we know we have this wonderful transgender person Dawn here, and she likes
now
women.
Again. See, I'm going to correct you now. Why does it have to be this wonderful transgender? Why can't it just be we have this lovely person Dawn here?
Yeah, why not?
There shouldn't be any
just
classification right
I
now.
think I think the dichotomy in the schisms that of the apparatus for your rhetoric is convoluting what we actually are trying to convey here as a message, which is Dawn is not a hetero or homosexual or transgender. Dawn is just Dawn. Dawn is a girl gamer.
No. But the point is that she's all of those things. So now, FGC.
She's all, now you're calling her heterosexual, homosexual, transgender, all of them?
No.
Make up your damn mind, Jason.
Qualifiers.
Come on, Jason.
All of the positive qualifiers, not the ones that don't.
Oh, so what are you saying? I'm heterosexual and I'm a negative now?
No, I meant the ones that are true.
What the fuck, man?
There's no look.
Jason, just stop, please. Stop.
At the end of the day, there's no true or wrong statement in that. Her name is Dawn. She wants to be called Dawn. That's who she is. She is Dawn. So we shouldn't.
I am Dawn.
Exactly. We shouldn't change any classification, regardless of who someone was born as and who anything else is. Who she is right now. She is Dawn. So that's who she is.
I would like to throw in that the fact that she is Dawn, you said you were going to be a college graduate soon, right?
Yeah.
The fact that she's a college graduate and willingly puts up with this FGC shit voluntarily is quite commendable in itself.
Very true.
Deals with it on a daily basis in regular.
And that makes her wonderful.
Now,
Dawn,
right. Let me ask you a question. Can you deal with a fucking a rabid Mexican from Chicago with a little fucking potty mouth?
Limbo.
Oh, James, I could be there in 2 hours and take care of him.
Yeah, sure. Why not?
I'm gonna add him in here because he's been a ball breaker since the minute. So here we go. Let's see if he's got something something pertinent to add to this situation here.
James, I could be there in 2 hours and deal with him personally.
Nah.
Cast your stone skin, Dawn, and I gotta put on the stone skin.
What up, dog? Limbo, you got your Mexican headset working or what?
It's just laggy, Limbo.
You never said hi to me.
Oh, what's up, Brian?
Aww.
I forgot about you, Brian.
How could you forget about me?
Is Brian transgender also?
We don't know.
No.
We don't know yet.
No, I am not.
Brian!
You sound like a fucking fag.
Oh, man.
Limbo dropped off.
Brian.
Wow, Limbo dropped off.
All right, I just want to say something about what he just said. I am okay that he said that. As long as you know that someone is okay with that, doesn't really matter. It's all about the context and who you're around with when you say it. If you're casually saying that kind of thing, but you don't know who you're saying it to or how they feel about it, you are really, really looking for some hot water right there. It's a little risky that he said that at all. But I want to let everybody know that if you say something super negative or offensive somewhat to me, I'm not gonna care. A lot of people will, so beware with who you want to make friends with, because shit might get real.
Yes.
Yeah, what he just said. In other words, what you're saying is see now this is the thing where again it's like a white kid using the word nigga with a bunch of black kids that he's friends with, and I have friends that happen to be gay that if I say fag, they're not all of a sudden go, oh my god, you're homophobic. They're like, nah, it's just Jimmy being Jimmy.
Yeah.
So I got
James, I'm not allowed to say those words.
That's because you're a fucking redneck.
Wait, let's not defeat the purpose. Dawn, how do you feel about that? That rhetoric.
I feel like words are
hold on,
basically
whose mic is feeding back?
Is that coming from me? If so,
I think yeah, Mark.
Can break your bones and words.
Somebody mute your mic.
All right, hold on.
There you go.
Okay. Words are based entirely on context, right? So, like, if you say something to a friend of yours, it has completely different connotations than when you say it in a public place. So, for example, like if you were to say something loud on Twitter, like if you were to call someone a faggot on Twitter, like let's just start there. That's a bad idea because everyone's reading that, right? Like there are people who are going to get offended by that word, and rightfully so. It's their right to be offended. But
Twitter is the worst invention, I swear. It does bad things to people. People just need to stay off it.
Twitter's the only reason I'm known, so I'm okay with it.
But do you seriously get offended by Twitter posts? I heard you talk about earlier about getting angry Facebook posts. I mean,
it depends. Like is
that
like
actually
like I said,
real to you?
Sometimes it is. It depends a lot on the phrasing and who says it. Like the Chris G thing kind of offended me a little bit. I think that it depends on like context too. Like if someone's just like brutally saying like you're a faggot, like that's kind of like that's like don't do that. Like don't say that like in a public place. But if you're like having like a long conversation with someone and you drop the word, I'm personally not going to be that offended.
You ain't never going to go esports if you're going to be using that kind of language.
Because like if you know the person enough to know how they mean it, it can be all right. But if you're casually saying it, and there are people that don't really know, casually saying things that are offensive to others just kind of propagates a whole bunch of weird problems.
DZtrbed, what do you think about that?
I mean, who's actually gay here?
I'm a lesbian.
No, nobody's actually gay. So is anybody a fucking faggot? All of you are a fucking faggot. For taking fucking taking that shit to heart and fucking feeling all emotional about it.
On the contrary, I think we're more open to it than anything else. Just because we agree with their lifestyle doesn't mean we're gay about it. Or a faggot, as you tried to actually portray it.
Well, see what I mean. When I was growing up, man, faggot didn't have anything to do with homosexuality.
First off, do you know where that word actually comes from?
I knew a lot of gay people, and
no. Stop.
It wasn't a fucking homosexual thing. You know what I'm saying?
Do you know where that word actually came from? You know what faggot actually meant? Faggot actually meant a fucking cigarette. So.
Well, that's actually not the original meaning, but original meanings don't really matter. What matters is what people associate with it now. And right now, there are two main associations with the word faggot. One being a homosexual, two being someone that you really don't like. And since those two things really aren't that similar, although sometimes they can be, it's getting really, really dumb.
It's a stupid word. It's a super word, and we all understand that.
To have negative connotations.
The meanings of words change. The meanings of words change so much that we can't really look back into history and say, well, when you say that, that's what you really mean. Cause
it's true. It's like I use words sometimes where it's just like that's not what it means, but I just use it anyway for fun, like bros or something.
Everybody knows what you mean. Or rather,
exactly.
Does anyone have a degree in linguistics? We need to get one of those on here, James, right now.
Alright, let me go call up fucking Sean Hannity and get a linguistic
I think
major
it's more of a social matter, though. It's not how it's colloquial.
You're feeding back, Godzilla. Mute your fucking mic.
Sorry.
Thank you. Uh-oh.
I kind of feel like if anybody's saying, like, some kind of slur or saying anything that knowingly or unknowingly offends someone or, misgendering, that kind of thing, like, you can totally say that. Just be prepared for that person or anyone else you're around to not like you because of it. Like, we can't really control what people do, but if you get mad that someone gets mad... That didn't make sense. If you get mad that someone got mad at what you said, I don't really get what you're getting. Oh my god, I'm totally screwing that up, but
I understand what you're saying.
I think the gist of it is like it's okay to be offended, and it's okay to say when you're offended. But everything is taken in a certain light.
Okay, that's it. don't be offended that someone is offended.
There you go.
It is really, really, really dumb.
That's kind
Just
of
like
annoying,
if you
too.
don't agree with somebody, just, don't talk to them.
It's the same thing that I tell people about the show. If you don't like it, fucking turn it off. Don't go on to Reddit and cry like bitches saying, oh, he's so fucked up, he says mean things to people, he makes people cry. No, I don't, motherfuckers. Watch the goddamn show. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Go watch fucking James Chen and fucking Ultra David talk about fucking goddamn combos in a fucking game that's been out for 25 fucking years.
People are always going to be disagreeing about things, and disagreeing is a pretty big part of feeling like you're human. And there's a lot of stuff that you can't really change in people, and even more of those things that you can't change overnight. So, if there's, oh man, I lost it.
Just
Shit.
pretend like you Brian. Just
Don't worry,
switch
it happens
those
to the
two
best of
things.
us.
It sounded like
Yeah.
you had a
Makes
thought
sense.
and then just died.
Oh shit.
Speaking
Your
of,
thoughts are so complex that you can't. They don't come out your mouth.
No,
You have to say them slowly.
whatever.
You have to think about what you have to write it down first.
That's what I was trying to do, but I didn't.
I wanted to
So
ask,
basically, I'm sitting here playing League of Legends, right? And these fucking fags in bot lane, they fucking feed the fucking Vayne like 3 fucking kills in a row in 3 minutes. So we fucking lost. So that's what I'm doing,
You're playing fucking League of Legends?
dude,
First
man.
mistake was
I'm
playing
fucking
League of
addicted,
Legends.
man. I'm main Urgot, bro.
I think I knew what I was getting at.
What?
A bunch of people have different ideas of what they think is right, and everyone is going to do what they can to ensure what they think is best happens to the rest of the world. So if you disagree with somebody, instead of like trying your hardest to make them change their mind or get angry, it's a little more important to talk to the people that are on the fence about it so that your ideas propagate to the next generation.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So we can't really change the people that consistently misgender a transgender person, but what we can do is talk to somebody that isn't really all sure about what's going on.
Right, and that's kind of the purpose of why I started this all to begin with.
Yeah.
Is I know there's a lot of people out there that are generally accepting, but they're uneducated about it, or they don't really know. Yeah, or maybe they don't want to know. But it's important to just get the word out there. Hey, this is what it's about.
While
Learn some stuff.
it is going to get better and a little better for our generation, what I feel is most important are for socially disadvantaged people of the next generation to have it even better than those do now. I don't know. It's about hanging in there.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's something that should be socially acceptable. I mean, we shouldn't hate on somebody just because they think a certain way, and that's the whole process of being, transgender or gay or lesbian or whatever the hell they are.
Anything that gives you a social or economical or any kind of disadvantage, whether many people realize it or not. People everyone has prejudices about a bunch of things. Whether we want to or not, whether we recognize it or not, it's up to us as individuals to stop ourselves before we act really, really dumb. I'm thinking man, that dude is reading an issue of Lucky Star. I probably won't like him, but it's up to me to stop myself and think.
What actually?
Brian, you only live once.
Hold on. All of you guys, hold on. Hey, Dawn.
Yeah.
These are really your notes?
Yeah, I've just been sitting here scribbling, and that's what I wrote. I have literally
holy gay.
Yeah, that's my notes. I've been writing on this notepad for about 20 minutes now, just nonsense. Yes, those are my notes.
They're very thorough.
Thank you.
If
Are
anything,
you making psychological profiles of all of us?
Yeah.
Sorry if I
What does it
did
say about me?
What's your major in college?
I'm a graphic design major.
Nice. I study psychology, and I'm real empathetic to what you had to go through in becoming who you are today. But I mean, that doesn't change the fact that you're a fucking fag.
Dude.
But
Well,
you can't say that. But you can't say that.
So cool.
Disturbed. Now, how can you call her a fag? Because what deems her a fag?
Because she's a girl that likes girls.
It has nothing to do
It's
with her
fantasy.
sexuality. It's just like the whole show. The whole show today is fucking gay. I mean, what the fuck are we talking about here?
hold on, wait.
We're talking about one fucking transgender person in the community who's being discriminated against. Everybody gets discriminated against. People have different skin tones that can't hide whether they are fucking different from other people. Gay people have to actually come out to be discriminated against because they pass in society. So what you're doing is you're basically bringing the discrimination on you that all the shit that everybody in the entire world goes through. You're getting it, and now you're feeling some kind of way because it's on you now.
Well, in many cases, if you hide it or don't come out, it can kind of eat at you inside. And you know, she was getting quite a lot of you know, messages and
I'd
such
be the
and such.
first
People were like
person to talk to
One at a
you.
time.
I'm sorry. People were like speculating, and there was all sorts of weird stuff going on. And I mean, she could say better than I could, but whatever.
Yeah, I guess
This
the thing
entire.
about-
I'm
the
sorry,
thing
go
about
ahead.
coming out.
Yeah,
to-
I'm not saying be quiet about it. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is you were gonna get the shit. So I mean, you either have to have the thick skin to take the shit, or just shut the fuck up about it.
Well, I do have the thick skin to take it, but just because like I have like thick skin and I'm able to, you know, I'm able to like brush some things off. Like, I'm not a very emotional person. I'm not going to sit here and cry every time someone says something mean about me. But just because I don't have that emotion, like emotional reaction to every, you know, Tom, Dick, and Harry that sends me an evil message on Twitter or whatever, doesn't mean that I shouldn't speak up about the issue, especially when there's other people going through the same thing that I went through or I'm currently going through who, you know, if what I'm saying can help them in some way, or if I can be seen by some people as like a supportive member of the community, especially the transgender community, especially the transgender gaming community, like that's a net positive to me. Like that's a good
there
thing in my
shouldn't
eyes.
be any transgender gay community, gaming community. That shouldn't even be a thing.
It should
Okay,
just
now
be
you're
accepted.
No question.
No. I know where he's going with it, and he's right. There shouldn't be. There ain't a black side of the gaming community. There's not a white side of the community. There's not a hetero. It's just you're part of the fighting game community. Period.
There is a black side of the community. It's called Tekken.
Damn.
Oh man.
Corn.
James.
I'm not behind all this
Time out.
like running
James.
from labels.
Yeah, hold on.
James.
What?
James, unfortunately, though, you know, that would be the ideal situation, but unfortunately, we're dealing with people here, and that's what kind of fucks everything up.
I mean, look, I wanted to shed a little light, you know, and first of all, like I said, dispose the myth that transgender people are traps just waiting to sucker in these heterosexual guys. You know, now, might there be some? I'm sure there is. You know,
It's called the Jerry Springer Show.
I know for a fact there are.
okay, you
Well,
know,
for
but my
me,
point
for
is,
example-
my point is this, that, you know, bringing Dawn on the show is to show that, you know, getting her perspective of how the scene is, not, you know, mainly as somebody that's transgender, but somebody that is female in the community, you know, and what they need to I guess they need to do as far as the thickest skin is. I know everybody throws that out so easily that, oh, you just need to get thicker skin. But what needs to be done for the, you know, the women of this community to be accepted, quote unquote, on equal bearings, not have, you know, the Evo girls, the girls Evo event, you know, just girls with guys. You're not making, you know, I don't know how you do in the anime games, but, you know, the girls that, you know, in the Street Fighter community, I don't see any of them breaking top 8.
Right. I haven't broken top 8 in a major, but I mean, I'm good enough to. I got top 32 at the last tournament I went to. In locals, I've gotten first. So I mean,
Yes.
I'm a competitor, but I mean, like I'm the only girl in the anime community, really. So there's others, but there's none
What
that.
game do you actually play?
Just Persona. I play Marvel too, but I'm terrible at Marvel.
Persona?
Yeah. So right now, kind of doing nothing, waiting for the
What
new
the
one.
fuck is Persona?
Good
Seriously?
point. Good point.
I do
Everything's
not know what
dead.
Persona is.
Everything is dead. Rip.
Everything.
No,
Persona.
no, 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 no,
No, I'm only joking.
No, but Persona actually has a very good community. The fact that you said what is Persona?
Yeah, I
Persona
know.
Dead
Oh,
means
Persona,
you,
What-
you,
what
you
is
don't follow
Persona?
it all. Persona is actually a very good fucking game. It's a
Persona
very
4 Arena is a fighting game published by Atlas and made by Arxis Systems. It is based off of the Persona JRPG series.
Yes.
There's this
Yes,
thing
and
called
every-
Google.
All right, guys.
No. Every single tournament that Persona has well over 50 people. Every single tournament. It has more people than Marvel 2 tournaments at any major event. It has almost as many people as actual Street Fighter 4 tournaments. So the fact that you're saying what is Persona means you do not follow the fighting game scene very closely at all.
Actually,
What the fuck's
James-
what the fuck's a
actually-
wait? What the fuck's a
Okay.
Kyle?
I think that it was a rhetorical question. He was going to follow up what is Persona with like a miserable little pile of DPs or something like that.
But that doesn't make a damn bit of sense exactly. So you want to bash a community that actually
So
has over
everybody
100
in the
people every single
everybody in the
tournament?
chat plays Persona.
I do.
What
It's fun.
system is that? Is it? I mean, is it a system?
PS3.
PS3.
It's a Sega Dreamcast, you know.
It's also for the 360.
And it's for the
No, it's
PC.
No.
It's
Tournament
not
wise,
for
it's
360.
PS3. No, don't even joke about it.
If you buy Persona 4 on Xbox, you're a terrible
doing it
person.
wrong.
You're gonna fight no one. Like no one is Xbox Persona.
Pretty much.
I actually like Persona.
I like Persona a lot, obviously.
Persona is a
Can-
very fun fighting game.
Can
It's
we-
a very fun fighting game.
James, just kill me now. Seriously.
Larry
Why?
my wafu.
I like.
we
listen,
get,
listen. I like all. There isn't a fighting game that I don't find okay. I don't have no fighting game that I could say is just absolute hideous garbage. I haven't played hideous garbage since fucking Pit Fighter
Shaq Fu.
and Shaq Fu days.
We won't talk about Shaq
Gotcha.
Fu.
I actually kind of enjoyed playing Shaq Fu.
I loved Shaq Fu and that sort of
I really want-
so bad it's
Look,
awesome type of
no,
sense.
no. Eternal Champions is better than all those games. So
Can we like get a bunch of alcohol and take a shot every time Comeback 386 says no, 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 no?
I
really?
like
That's what you want to do with me?
All right, so listen, guys. Unfortunately, I'm pressed for time here. I'm going to have to drop the majority of you guys. I'm going to have to drop you, Mr. Schism. Dawn, because you're my main guest, you're more than welcome to stay on unless you got shit to do. I know it's like 12 o'clock. And
Whatever. Who needs sleep?
Thanks for having us, James.
And we're going to have the guys from that were at KIT to discuss the going-ons of what happened. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a quick commercial, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to drop you off one by one, whoever I deem.
James, I'm out of here now, man.
You out?
I'm out of here now.
You going to win a brawl?
Winter Brow. Oh man. If Triforce wants some shit to go down at Winter Brawl, then I'm down.
I don't think he has the balls.
No. I
Good
don't
luck.
think- But yeah,
Hey, good
I'm
luck
gonna
with that.
check out. check out Persona. Okay. Shouts out to the Emperor Clan. Shouts out to fucking the Urgot players out there in League of Legends, and Dawn. You know,
Yeah.
if you want me to invest in a vagina, I'd be happy to. You know what I'm saying? We can meet up at Winter Brawl and shit pop.
Hold on, his pizza.
I think I vomited a little bit.
Peace.
All right, man. Disturb.
Oh Lord.
So anyway, let me
That was painful.
let me swing over to a quick commercial here. And oh shit, I don't even have a commercial prepped. Do you believe that? I forgot my commercial. Oh well.
Oops.
No commercial. We're skipping commercials. Winter Brawl. Get your ass there February. Philadelphia. If you don't, you suck ass. Alright, so who am I letting go? Crying Brian, you sticking around?
If you want me to stick around, I will absolutely do that.
I'm giving you the explain next segment. Explain next segment. What do you mean explain next segment? Everything that happened to Kit, guys. That's what we're going to be talking about. So I am going to add in Where is he? Now I'm fucking blind as a fucking bat. I can't see shit. Where the fuck did you go? Where the fuck are you?
James, you got cataracts or something?
Shut the fuck up, or I'll stab you to death. Alright. Yeah, no commercial. I'm slipping, James. Fuck you, you Jamaican prick.
Dang.
Yep.
Damn.
I can't help it. I fucking rushed to get here. Triforce
No,
says
it's cool,
check your
it's cool.
text. What's Triforce got to say? What's Triforce got to say pertinent?
Don?
Oh snap!
Oh, what?
Well, Treforce wants to talk about Sanford going to Germany.
Where the fuck is he gonna say?
Oh, let him in. Let him in.
He ain't online. Tell him to get his fucking lazy ass online.
What commercial?
No commercial. Skipping commercials.
Yay.
This is satellite radio, commercial free.
Yeah.
What about the ad revenue?
We serious now.
Yo, Gweedo, what's up, man?
Not much. How we doing, James?
I'm hanging in there, man. I'm having a clusterfuck of an adventure today. So, how did Kit go?
Kit went way better than expected.
How so?
Well, basically, I mean, we knew that we were going to have at least 59 people sign up. You know, how normal tournaments go, it's usually plus or minus 5 to 8 entries. We actually signed up, I think it was close to 70 by the end of it for Just Injustice. Tekken had 90, and Street Fighter and Marvel had somewhere between 50 and 90.
Let me just interject into this thing a second here. Who's feeding back? Gweedo, you're feeding back.
I am?
Yeah, you are.
Dang it. I'm using my mic, and well, it's built in, so I guess. Sorry.
So just hit the mute on Skype. My face sucks. Yes, German people do like black people. One of our best soccer players happens to be black, and I like black women. But you know, it's just me. I like brown women, yellow women, white women. It's like women.
Not liking women. I like women in general.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I can agree with that. But anyway, getting back to Gweedo, unmute your mic. So tell us, you know, some of the hype moments. I obviously saw the videos of my Dominican connection putting himself as top 5 in the Mortal Kombat universe. And 16-bit and Pig discrediting him.
Well, the whole problem with that was that he was just all over the place the whole weekend. I mean, it wasn't just one specific point that just really kind of snowballed that. But honestly, you want to talk hype moments? Hype moments would be Newbie Sauce knocking out Playing to Win in the first round of pools, and then Kit Prime finishing him off after the entire headache he caused with the brackets before we even got started.
What was happening with the brackets?
Okay, so I was the game director for Injustice. That was my whole thing. I had the pool set up, I had the brackets done, and Devil and Kit Prime, basically I let them take pictures of it and tweet it out, saying, hey, look, here are the brackets for Injustice. That way, Test Your Might had everything they wanted. Well, they didn't like the fact that I had...
Hello!
Devil! Speak of the devil.
Yay! I was just asking about you.
Shiny suit man, what's happening? What's up, guys?
So much. Just talking about.
You tell us.
Oh shit, I'm on OBS.
Oh shit, you're on OBS.
Oh shit!
I thought it was just a big ass Skype call. What's up, y'all? Man, let's talk about Injustice at KIT.
Wait. We got Gweedo already hitting up on it. So let him finish what he's saying.
Go ahead.
Alright, thanks, Devil. So yeah, basically, I had Cat playing Pin Pin Gym, and I had Playing to Win playing just some random that came from I don't know where. And winner would have played each other. So Playing to Win probably would have won, and he would have went on to play either Cat or Pin Pin Gym. He didn't like that because Pin Pin had won NEC. And Cat was a notable player, and he considers himself a notable player due to the fact that he has placed well in 2 tournaments in Injustice himself. My whole thing is that when we did the brackets, it was all regional. It was all regional neutral. So like no one in the entire bracket, not in all the 4 brackets, would play each other from the same region until at least 3rd round of winners or 4th round of losers. No matter how you spun it. And he just rose a stunk out of the whole damn thing, just bitching and moaning about it. So basically, Ian, I had said the brackets were final, you know, basically suck it up. Ian, who is running the tournament, had decided just to, you know, kind of keep the peace because Matt wasn't shutting up. You know, we agreed to move him. Well, move someone. Well, I moved Pim Pim and didn't realize I'd moved him right into one of his training partners. So we quickly fixed it. I'm like, you know what, screw it. He wanted it to be moved so much, so I moved him back up to play Newbie Sauce. Newbie Sauce popped him in the first match.
See, one of the problems I see with this, you know, again, you're feeding back, Gweedo.
Sorry.
Is that nobody can handle the simple fact that play whoever the fuck you got. Shut the fuck up with this. That's my training partner. If you're better than your training partner, then guess what? You're putting them into fucking losers.
I like random brackets.
Just let it rock. Why do people got... Well, we live together. So what? I don't give a shit if you're fucking each other. You're playing now. That's it.
No. See, I actually approve of James' standpoint if we're talking about a local. If we're talking about a local, that's perfect. But we're talking about a major.
I don't care. I don't care. Let me ask you a question. When the playoffs start or during the regular season of any sport, do they cry that they got to play against a player that they grew up with?
But there's a difference. You're talking about, you know, one person on a team of 12 or 11 people that I got to play on a field.
Doesn't matter. You're still solo players.
No,
whether you're on a team, yes. It don't matter. It doesn't matter. In a tennis match, all right, 1-on-1, two motherfuckers from Russia are first round against each other. Are they going? Oh, this is bullshit. I used to play with her when I was 12. No, you play.
No, because they're different ranks. They're completely different
ranks.
It
don't matter. It don't matter. You play who the fuck you get. Who gives a shit if it's your cousin's best fucking friend? Whether it's a major or it's a local. You play the cards you're dealt. I don't know why this community. This community has coddled itself so much because TOs cater to fucking people, and the people that got catered to see it as an opportunity, and then they say, you know what? I can get away with this. I'm going to cry because I got to play this guy. Then don't come to the tournament. If you don't want to take a chance of playing against somebody good or your friend, then don't come to a tournament.
James, the first tournament I ever went to was
the whole point of going to a tournament is to assert that you're the best. That means if you got to beat down the person who you're assigned to, you beat that person down. You send him to losers. You knock him out of the tournament. It doesn't matter.
No.
Yeah, it's about that you are the best, not that your crew is the best.
Exactly. And now, hold on. Go ahead, Kyle. Let Kyle talk.
Well, look. The first tournament I ever went to was NEC in 05, and I had to play a friend of mine. Literally, the first match I played was the guy that I came to the tournament with. That was the first person I played.
So what?
Now, so I beat his ass, and that was the end of it.
Exactly.
But then I had to play Justin Wong, and we're not going to talk about how good that went because at the time I played like shit. So, but it's a matter of fact of, you know, nowadays when we're sitting there and we're talking about tournaments that are coming from, we got people that are coming from out of state. You know, if you're playing somebody who you constantly play from day in and day out, you know, you don't want to play them. You want to play somebody who's out of state because you want to test your skills against somebody who you don't play on a regular basis.
Well, how about this?
That's what casual.
Wait. Me versus you. You live in Philly. We've played each other, but we go to, say, SCR, and we get matched up against each other. Does that matter?
To a degree, yes, but at the same time, no. Because
But guess what? Guess what? If I beat you, guess what? You're no longer in my way, and I'll get to play more of those motherfuckers that are from the West Coast rather than just some guy on the East Coast. You got to get through the person to get to those people. I understand that people want to travel across the country and they go to an event and they don't want to play their cousin, but life sucks. You're dealt those cards. The complaining, that's another thing that holds this esports shit back, is us as a community are so fucking emo about, well, I don't want to play this guy because, you know, we're best friends and we've been playing together for the last 20 years. Well, then fuck you. You should be able to beat him if you know how he plays.
James, I got a quick question. For MLG, back when they were doing the MLG shit for like Mortal Kombat and whatnot, did they factor in all of this bullshit?
To a degree, yes. To a degree, yes, they did.
Then they fucked up.
You know, and again, that's that same coddling to the gamers to make them think that, like, because you're friends with somebody, that should have any bearing. You're there to compete. You're not there to compete with just the West Coast people. If your goal is to say, I mean, really, how many people go there with the intent of saying, oh, all I want to do is beat one West Coast dude? No, you're trying to win, or you're trying to do the best that you can. If I throw your best friend at you as the first opponent, it sucks.
You got to beat his ass.
But there's a thing though. So they throw my best friend at me when they could have played like a Justice, somebody show up their skill. Why should I knock out my friend first?
Because that's the luck of the draw, man. That's just the way the luck of the draw went.
And they get their way though. Hold on.
No.
Justin talking about, oh, I fight PR Rog or I fight Chris G first. Why is that? And they switch down.
That should be, I see nothing wrong with that either. Let them play each other first round. Maybe you'll see different. Wait. You'll see different top 8s if Justin plays Ricky first round.
But they're not going to do that though.
James, that would be kind of stupid.
Why?
Being honest.
Why?
Because
you all suck. Wait, I'll tell you why. Because you all suck as gamers, and you don't give a fuck about making the community better. You just want to move yourself up your imaginary food chain, saying, well, I made, 32 out of 200, rather than saying, I played the best guys, or I played whatever cards I was dealt, and proved I can perform. You say, I want to get
to fly across the country to play a guy.
Then don't fly across the country. Then don't fly across the country. Sit in your fucking home in the middle of the Skokies. No,
that's the point of regional seating.
There's no seating to shit. How about that? Evo's seatings meant dick. Because
time out. You're not going to sit there and talk about Evo seatings when you know for the last 10 years that Evo has nothing but done screw the East Coast.
I just said Evo seatings mean shit.
Evo screws the East Coast. We all know this. Anyone who plays on the East Coast and goes over to Evo understands that they screw
You're getting fucked. Exactly. So seatings, like I just said, seatings mean shit.
No, but we're supposed to be higher than that.
He's discrediting Evo's seating. That's the whole point. You're not getting that, are you?
I don't think Evo fucks you. I mean, but the point is, if you're going to get fucked in this Evo, which is the grand stage, then what the fuck does it matter who you play in a fucking major?
We're supposed to be higher than that. As the East Coast, we're supposed to be higher than what they're doing.
We're not though. Because what's the point of us doing our majors and our regionals with some kind of conformity of, well, I don't want Billy to play Joe because they're best friends, when they're both going to go to Evo and get fucked anyway. So I'd rather rip the fucking Band-Aid off and prepare you for the ass fucking that you're going to get from Evo. If you win every major between now and then, that come time for your seating at Evo, you're probably going to get put in a fucked up bracket with your best friends anyway.
James, to quote Herm Edwards, you play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
If you play your best friend on the first round, it's okay because it's double elimination.
But yeah, also
I'll tell you what. Next time I see you in a tournament, I'll make sure you play your best friend first round.
I don't care.
We'll see how you like that.
I don't care
because I'll beat him.
Okay. and when you lose to him, then what are you gonna say to him?
Nothing.
I'm gonna say good game.
Good game.
Yeah, I doubt that.
Because you know what? If I didn't play him first round, then I would have played him in the grand finals and would have lost.
Like me, I don't care about seeding. I play whoever, but I'm just saying, for other people, I understand why. Because, say you live with somebody, train with them just for that match or just for somebody else, then you got to play them. First round, you travel. You spend $1,000 to fly overseas somewhere. Say Chris G and like one of his teammates or his roommate traveled with him over there and spent over like $1,000 together, and they play each other first round. How fucked
Then they
up is
should
that?
know the matchup.
Regardless if you play like a crew member the first round or not, if you are the best, you are going to win the tournament. Regional seeding is only going to ensure that people from the same region get top 1, 2, and 3. It's second and third is what's being changed here. First place is not.
Yeah, no. When you're sitting there and you're talking about tournament seeding and you're talking about like trying to schedule people for the right thing, and I've been doing brackets for the last 7 years, so I mean I have a little bit of say in this. Like, you want to see people accordingly. Like, you know, you have your first, second, and third seed people. Like, you have your top guys, and they're supposed to be seeded accordingly. But at the same time, you want to see people accordingly to region. You know, as a person, I don't want to seed somebody who's going to play. You know, if you're in Maryland and your next match is someone you play in Maryland, you know, on the same basis, you don't want to seed them the right way. You know, I want to seed someone from Maryland to play someone from New York, and I want to seed someone from Virginia to play someone in Philly.
Okay,
and
but
vice
wait. Now, granted, okay, and I understand because I know you have experience doing brackets. So this is where the flip side comes. When you do it, you do separate the best that you can to your ability. At what point do you draw a line where you say, hey, you know what? I've done my pools, and unfortunately at the end of the pool, you know, Kyle and Big E, who fucking are connected at the hip, are going to have to fucking play each other now. Where do you draw the line? Now, I can understand first round. I'll give a little bit of compassion for that. But beyond first round, what more do you want? You want me to separate you all the way to top 8?
No. And this is what I do. Anytime that I make brackets, I look at it as this. All right, so look, if I have if I'm doing a pool of 16 people, and I have you have your top 4 people, and that's how you separate, you know, where you have, you know, person from Virginia and a person from VA, and you have 2 people in those pools, right? So you have one all the way in the top half of the pool, and then you have one in the bottom half of the pool, and they're 2 top people, and then you kind of filter it in from there. Well, eventually they're going to end up playing each other if they're the best people in the entire pool. But like, if I have 2 New York people and you can't separate them in any other way, shape, or form, yeah, you're gonna end up having them play them, you know, probably in the quarterfinal or semifinal of that bracket. So if it comes to the point where you can't separate anybody, yeah, they're gonna eventually play each other, but they're not gonna be the top 2 players in that entire pool.
No, but you're still going to the level of doing your best to separate them, up until a certain point where it's no longer a feasible option.
But that's exactly what a tournament organizer should do. And I'm saying that's not what Evo does, because Evo doesn't give a shit.
No, Evo took their points and they slapped anybody with it. Points didn't matter. I went to Evo. Wait. I went to Evo. I went to Evo with 0 Evo points and had 2 buys. What was the point of giving me 2 buys with no points?
I'm telling you right now, Evo doesn't give a shit about anything. They don't do their pools the proper way. They do it by a popularity contest. That's exactly how they do their pools. And I'm the first person that's going to tell you that they don't do their pools the proper way at all.
Are you saying that James is popular?
I'm sorry, are we all on his show because we know James as any other person? Look, I'm friends with James. I'm friends with James.
I mean, James seems like a cool dude. Just saying.
I'm friends with James. I've known James for years. James is a cool person. He's never done wrong by me, and there's a reason why I'm on the show right now. But James is popular because of his show, and James.
You mean it's not because of my playing skill? Fuck! I thought it was because I thought it was because of all those top 8s I never made.
It's all because you're MK2. You know, it's all because of MK2. No, but seriously, let's call it for what it is. It's a popularity contest with Evo, because Evo wants to put.
Hold on, just for a second. Based off of what you've been saying about the whole seeding and whatnot, the whole separating of potential top players and whatnot in the hopes of getting them to face each other in the grand finals. That's also subject to a lot of speculation, and ultimately it comes down to a popularity contest. So that kind of disproves your entire argument.
No, it doesn't, because anytime that I actually schedule people, I go by if you win a tournament, if you don't win a tournament, if you make top 8, and if you don't make top 8. So just because you're a no-name person who I've never heard of you before and you happen to be a good player, so you're going to fight through people. I've been in that scenario too. When I came into the scene in ST and no one knew who the fuck I was, and I made top 25 in EVO in 07, and I only played in the scene for 1 year. There's a reason why, like, I ended up getting seeded in every other SC tournament after that. So that's not a an invalid argument at all. You're gonna get seeded by how many times you see somebody in top 8, or how many times you see somebody that's gonna be in the top 32.
Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, George.
How you doing?
Hello.
Hey.
Oh, sorry.
My mic working?
Yeah, mic's working. Anyway, before I go anywhere, because my original guest, I want you to chime in on this. Do you have an opinion?
Me.
Yes.
I think that it never feels good to fight someone you know first round. Like the analogy was made to like major sports. Like, oh yeah, like no one complains when they fight